Okay, so this time I'm going to show you a different way that I found that has better success, especially when you have people with light hair. I'm going to try that with the same subject over here. So I'm going to hide these two. And actually, I can just delete these two. So, well, those three. I'm not going to need them. And I'm going to same the same process. I'm going to do that again. So over here, I'm going to go Control J to make another copy. And this one, you have to do a little bit more clicking, but it does a really good job. So the first part is that you're going to go to Mode, and you're going to change the mode of the pictures into lamp color, which is already selected for me in this case. Okay, and then you'll see like it's just going to do nothing to your picture. Then when you go to channels though, you have what is called the lamp. You have the LEB colors, the lightness A, copy A and copy B. I'm just going to delete this guy right away just to reproduce that. Okay, so you take the layer A, okay, and then you just drag it to the new layer over here, make a copy of it. So then it hides everything. After you have that, you go to Edit, Fill, which is Shift F5 onto your keyboard or Command F5 on a Mac, and you click onto this. You're going to fill it with different options. The first part is that it's going to be normal. For the blending mode, go to the blending mode and make that overlay. And the first part, and this is the recipe, make sure that you do follow these steps as exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so the first thing is that you want to be, it'll be like a kind of different selection over here. I don't remember what it was, but anyways, it's white. The first time you do it, you press OK. So it's going to brighten the light part of the photo and keep the dark a little bit apart. Now you do the same process again. So under Edit, Fill. But this time, instead of doing the white or the lightest part, you're going to go to the dark. So it's going to say black. Then you press OK and still overlay. Press OK. Then you have that. Then I'm just going to go Shift F5 because I'm on a PC right now. Shift F5, it brings back and it says black. You have to do it twice. And watch what happens over here. What's going to be the back. You see how good it is? Okay. After you've done that, let's go back to Shift F5 again. And you do the white last. So make sure that you do the same process that I did. I do it for the white first, then twice the black, and then last time is the actual white. Press enter OK. And then you have that. You have multiple options you can do. Like if you don't get a good selection, it doesn't kind of work really well. It's fairly simple to understand. In this case, it's just that, well, if I paint with black over here, it will not reveal. And then if it's white, if I have any black spots into my subject, I can just go and paint it with white. So I'm going to use the brush tool right away and fix these part over here. You can do it different ways. You just have to fill it. But I'm going to use the brush tool with the black and just paint over that part over here because I don't want that to be into my selection. You'll see how easy it's going to be. And then that's why, like, if you don't mind, like, as long as your subject is really in, and you can just paint sometimes over here just to make sure. Okay, you don't need to have crop all the settings that's on the side and everything. Okay, just make sure that you don't have any lights when you take the photos. But it's just that if you have the green screen, it's way better. After you've done that, you hold on to Control and click onto the actual thumbnail of the layer, and you'll see there's a selection being made. After that, reactivate the color lamp, and then go back to your layer adjustment, and just say, I want to have a layer mask. Click onto this, and now if you look, you get another option. So as you can remember from the last video, you saw a lot of color spill, or like a lot of contamination of the color green. In this case, you see that's not as much. But if this right over here would be good enough to just take that person with the subject and put them anywhere you want. But I want to have a little bit more precision, so I'm going to go and do the same thing as I've done before. I'll go to the refine. So I click onto the layer mask under the thumbnail of the mask. There we go. And I'm going to use the same tool again. Either one of these, I'm going to take a different one. Like if you see, the main important thing when I click on these three is that I get this button over here, which says Refine Edge. You see? So on this one, there it is, there it is. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to Refine Edge and do the same process again. I'll say radius, Smart Radius to 5.5 or 5 point something. It doesn't matter. And then obviously I'll let the wheel do its stuff. Hopefully it'll be faster than last time, and we'll see how that's going to go. And afterwards, I will click on decontamination, which in this case is not as bad as the last one. That's what I found. Okay, come on. There we go. Decontaminate. I'm going to bring that up. Okay, you could bring this up also. And I'm going to go in here. And because I got the selection tool, I can just start to go in paint. And I'm going to go really quick because I think it's really well done, this one. So it shouldn't take too much for the computer to do another better selection. But I just wanted to make sure that I take out the actual green spells that we have in this case. Okay, and I'll press OK. And I'll do the same test. So this one over here, so I'll go hold on to Control, create a new layer. Make sure that whatever color you want, you can just change it. I'm going to make it like blue. Let's go to blue. Press OK and press on the Alt backspace, and then you have it. That's a pretty good selection that you have. And that's just for as far as you have multiple ways also to go back and just see in more details if you want to, but it's just that will be good. So this was just a really rough one. The next two ones I'm going to do is that to show you what's the difference between having the lights on for on the background and then having the lights off from the background. That'll be really quick. I'm just going to go over it, and then just to show you right now is just that, well, I can actually just show you what happens. Okay, so this was the first one that I did, the lab with the refine. So that's what I call lab and refine. That's what you're looking at. This was the range, the first. Sorry, that was the second one that I did. This is the first one that I did, range with refine. So as you can see that if you do a lot of work, it's going to do a good selection. Okay, so those are the two ways you can actually just remove any backgrounds. While the green, it works really well, and then also the other ones, the other backgrounds, you can do that. Hopefully that helps.